section on the screen. Give me your thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me have your thumbs up on the screen. All right, Aderonke, that's perfect. Great one, Payokemi. Elizabeth, all right. Pretty okay, great one. It's great to have you in today's call. It's great to have you all into this section. Yeah, I'm Joshua Akiola, and I'm going to be your facilitator for today's program. But before we start, let me welcome you all to this masterclass. And I would like to know where you are all joining us from. If you're joining us from Canada, from UK, from Nigeria, from Ghana, any part of the world, just drop it and put it in the comment section. Let's just look at the demographics of people where people are joining us from for today's masterclass. All right, let's see it. If you're joining from Canada, from Nigeria, from UK. All right, all right. Okay, Fayokemi is joining from Canada. That's great. That's great. Oh, Pretty Damsel is joining from UK. Ogunshakin is joining from Canada. Great one, guys. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming, guys. Okay, great one, great one, great one. So today's section is going to be a wonderful section, trust me, because we're going to be doing something very great, something very great, something very wonderful. I'm going to start sharing my screen right away so that we see what we have for today. So if you're seeing my screen, I want you all to give me a thumbs up. If you're seeing my screen right now, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're seeing my screen. Oh, Dell is joining from Ghana. Jolly from Italy. Dell, okay. That's a very great name, Dell. Wow. Joining from Canada, Jolly from Italy. Okay, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming, guys. And if you can see my screen, I'm not seeing your reaction. If you're seeing my screen, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're seeing my screen before we go ahead. Oh, okay. So are we seeing my screen? All right, I want to believe you're all seeing my screen right now. Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you, Arafalicious. Arafalicious. Okay, all right. Great one. So let's start. Let's jump right into what we have for today. Let's jump right into what we have for today. So today you want to look at something very beautiful, something very wonderful, something amazing within the analytical field. And it is that we want to build a fully automated financial performance report using Power BI and Excel. Yes, the question is Power BI Excel. We want to build an automated report. How do you want to do that? How do you want to do that? Okay, before I even go ahead, I want to even know if you've heard of Power BI before, if you've heard of Power BI before, you've used Power BI before, you can drop one in the chat. Drop one in the chat if you've heard of Power BI before. I know that actually very number of us would have heard of Excel, but let's just based on Power BI. If you heard of Power BI before, drop one on the chat. And if today is your first time of hearing about Power BI, drop two on the chat. Okay, Fayokemi, wow, let's keep the energy. Fayokemi has heard about Power BI before. Great one. Who else? Who else have heard of Power BI before? Yano Lua. Yes, great one. Wow. Every person in this call have heard of Power BI before. Fayokemi, Pretty Damsel. Wow. Millicent, great one. Yanolua, great one, great one. Aderonke, great one, great one. Yeah, so we are going to be doing something very, very, in fact, mind-blowing Power BI today. You're going to be using Power BI Excel to work intermittently, and we're going to be seeing how we're going to automate a dashboard, a performance dashboard, to give us a monthly analysis, a monthly record over the period of time in a company. But before we go ahead, I'm Joshua, yes. I will be your facilitator and with half a decade of experience in data analytics and data science. I'm professional and skilled in the tools like SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, and machine learning frameworks. And I've actually worked with different organizations within the edtech, within
Okay, so it looks like Joshua may be experiencing some technical difficulties. So I am just going to step in for him while he tries to fix that. So Joshua, if you can hear us, we can't hear you. So I'm just going to give you 5 minutes to try to set up your audio. But while he does that, I'll proceed to share my screen and just, welcome everyone to this session. Okay, so just like Joshua said, this is going to be a very interactive and very, very interesting session tonight. All right, so Joshua already introduced the topic, so we're just going to go ahead. Before we dive into what we actually have to do here today, we're going to go ahead to, just introduce ourselves. I mean, who is this company? Who are we here at Tenalytics? Right, the people bringing this masterclass to you today. Now, Tenalytics is a leading educational technology company, and we are focused on providing specialized training in technology skills and also delivering comprehensive data consulting services. All right, so Tenalytics is also in the consulting space. Now, with over 5 years of experience, we have been building the talents for the technology workforce, and we have helped over 3,500 individuals, transition from the classroom into their very first job in tech across the UK, US, Canada, Europe, Africa, as well as Asia. Now we are committed to, making the technology sector more accessible to, people of the Black community, people that look like us, through premium experiential training in data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, and Scrum Master professional, cybersecurity, as well as AI engineering. Now we have a team of wonderful instructors, just like Joshua, and these are people that we've brought from leading global companies like PwC, McKinsey, Amazon, and Apple. And these instructors bring a wealth of real-world experience, and they are also dedicated to delivering, an engaging and practical learning experience for you so that you can get the maximum value from your investment with us in the future. All right, so we'll start off with, our esteemed facilitator, the host for this session, Joshua. Now, who is Joshua? Joshua is, an experienced data professional with half a decade of experience in data analytics and data science, and is very, very skilled in using tools like SQL, Excel, Power BI, Tableau, Python, machine learning, and also machine learning frameworks. All right. Now, his background reflects a very, very strong passion, for data-driven solutions, for problem solving, as well as also empowering others. Now, people like yourself through tech. Now, Joshua's experience, encompasses, is also a project coach as well as a lead analyst in, educational technology projects as well. Now, as a senior data analyst associate at Tenalytics, Joshua has mentored and trained over 200 aspiring tech professionals across Nigeria, UK, USA, Canada, and beyond. So rest assured that you are in perfect hands. Now, Joshua brings hands-on experience across the edtech space, the public sector analytics, as well as learning communities. And he also uses data to drive insights, build dashboards, and support decision-making processes. So no need to talk about Joshua too much. He's going to be taking us through the session in a bit. But who is this person that has been speaking to you for the past 5-10 minutes thereabout? Now, my name is Elizabeth Nana, and I'm going to be your co-host for this session. Now, I'm a product manager. I'm also a senior agile project manager here at Tenalytics, and I have half a decade of experience in both product and project management. Now, I serve as a coach for agile teams, and I have also successfully guided over 1,000 individuals with no prior agile experience into making a smooth transition into project management. Now, I've trained people across 4 continents, and my experience also spans, multiple sectors, including health tech, fintech, and educational technology space, where I have been able to apply my deep knowledge of agile methodologies. So I want you to stick around with, me till the end of this session, all right? And make sure to fill the attendance form that my colleagues will be dropping in the chat. Now, it's very important because this session is being recorded. And if you can fill that form, you'll be able to get access to the slides that will be used for this session, as well as Joshua's data set, and also all the wonderful resources that I have linked. Now, if you stick with me till the end of the session, I have a wonderful with you just what we're doing today. So reports. We're using Power BI and Excel as a data analyst. Now you also be learning about the pathway to becoming a data analyst or a financial analyst. You're carrying a job. You learn about the 10 Analytics Growth Internship Program, as well as our special discount offer for you. But this is going to come at the end of the session, so you want to make sure that you stick around. Hi, Joshua. Hi, Joshua. If you're there, your mic is muted. We can't see you. All right, so while we wait for Joshua to try to fix his technical issues, I also just want to hear from you. So I want you to put in the chat for me right now. Now, how many of us are joining this session as, okay, I see people saying they can't hear me. Okay. Hi, Dorcas. Please, can you confirm that you can hear me clearly? Hi, Dorcas, are you there? So if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up so I know if it's just, specific people that are having this issue. See some people saying they can't hear you. They can't hear me. Okay, Fayokemi, thank you so much for that. All right, iPhone, thank you as well. Now, while we wait for Joshua, let's just engage. Let's keep the ball rolling while we wait. All right. So I want to know, do we have absolute newbies that are trying to break into tech? You don't know anything about tech. You're just trying to break in and you heard about data analytics. I want you to put the letter A in the chat. If you are an absolute newbie, you know nothing about tech, you're just trying to break in, you're looking for the easiest career path. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Aderonke. Thank you, Linda. Now, if you are a finance professional, all right, you already have a finance background, an accounting background, economics background, I want you to put a B in the chat. All right, Brian, B, iPhone, B, Ebube, B. Okay. All right, fantastic, fantastic. So Joshua is just going to be back in a few minutes and is going to walk us through how we can do all of this. So we're going to start off with automation, then we go into Power BI. Now, I know you asked the question earlier, just to know, people that are at least people that have heard about Power BI or have used Power BI at all, in any way, shape, or form. So now he's going to be showing you how you can build something that you just automate on your own, very easy, in the next few minutes. All right, so Dorcas, if you're there, I want you to grant Joshua access. All right, so he'll be able to share his screen. All right. So Joshua is back now. I'm just going to let him take over and then we can go ahead and, just kickstart this session. Just give me a minute. All right.
All right. Okay, I'm back. So please confirm if you can hear me. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. All right, great one. Thank you very much, everyone, for staying behind. All right, so I'm just going to continue from where my colleague stopped. So in today's section, we're going to be working around Power BI, how going to be building a fully automated financial performance report using Power BI. And I'm going to be showing you what Power BI is, how it works. Then before we go ahead, let's talk about automation. I know quite a number of us would have been hearing the word automation, automation, automation. So the question is, what is automation? And have it in this slide that is the use of technology, systems, and processes to perform tasks with minimal human intervention, which in increasing efficiency, accuracy, and productivity across industry. It also helps business reduce manual effort, minimize errors, lower costs, and streamline operations while allowing employees to focus on higher value activities. So it includes automated workflows, robotic, artificial intelligence, even data processing, now reporting and customer service too, to enhance speed, consistency, and overall business performance. So that's what automation is. It's just you trying to streamline your work, help you to reduce repetitive tasks, doing things over and over and over and over and again. With automation, you already have those things done. So all you just need to just do is either to update it or to probably just go and refresh whatsoever thing you need to refresh, and you have the current analysis or the current dashboard or the current report. And that's what you're going to be doing today. So, what is Power BI? Like, I have the demographics, like almost everyone on this course knows what Power BI is. So, it's a business intelligence tool. Yes, there's no doubt about that. And also developed by Microsoft. Yes, we all know that. So, it enables users to connect, to transform and analyze data, and also visualize data from multiple sources in an interactive and insightful way. The most beautiful thing is that in today's section, we won't be connecting with Excel, we won't be connecting with CSV file, we won't be connecting with database, we won't be connecting with any API keys. What you're going to be connecting on is simply folder. You're going to be connecting with folder. And once you connect with folder, you're going to see how we can make use of that folder to what? To do an automated or to have an automated dashboard. And that's what you're going to be doing in today's section. So Power BI allows business to create real-time dashboards and reports for data-driven decision making. And that is one of the things you're going to be doing today. A real-time dashboard, a report that once, anytime, any day you go to your dashboard and you click on the refresh icon, you get the new analysis, you get the new report, you get the new dashboard, the new insight. Not what was there last month, not what was there 2 months ago, but monthly basis. Once you go to your Power BI dashboard and you refresh your entire dashboard, you're going to get a new report. You're going to be demonstrating that in today's section. And also, Power BI users can integrate live data sources, automate reporting, and uncover trends through interactive charts, graphs, and KPIs. So I have this thing here that have you ever got bored repeating the same thing endlessly? Like it's so boring. It's so boring for me. It's so boring. Like I have a lot of things to do. Why can't I just integrate this, let this work, and why I focus on other things? Yes, with that you'll be able to, get things done on time. So it's boring, it's tiring, it's just like walking through it, it will circle, going back. But with automation, I get this thing done, I focus on other things. So that now brings us to this case study. An ABC Global Venture Limited is a multinational consumer goods company with operations in Canada, Nigeria, and Kenya. So it manages diverse functions, including the sales department, operation, HR, IT, and marketing. With business expanding, management requires real-time insight into financial performance across region and department. That is what they want. We want the real-time insight. We don't want something that we need to call meeting over and over, over and over. You guys will start wrapping out their heads on how to build that. No, we want a real-time insight into the financial performance. Let's see how this thing is working. Let's see how this thing is going. So the finance team currently compiles actual and budget data manually at every month end, and it's time consuming, error prone, and makes it difficult to track daily performance. So executive lack visibility into daily revenue, expenses, and variance, making decision making reactive instead of proactive. So that is one of the problem they are facing. So what do you want to do? One, you want to automate data collection using Excel and a folder system and Power BI integration. So what you're going to be using Excel for is that all the data sets will be collected into Excel. Then we'll now use Power BI to do the other jobs. Then also to create a centralized financial data set that combines monthly actual and budget expenses. Then to also give executive live interactive dashboard that update with just one click. That's all you need, just a click, and you have your update. Then to also allow or to allow drill down by department, managers, and the country, providing transparency. So the aim of the project is that we're going to build a fully automated financial dashboard and with Power BI and Excel for data collection. Then you're going to be gaining real-time tracking of revenue, goods, operating expenses across department. You're going to be having the actual versus budget experience in percentage. Then also, you're going to be doing the daily, monthly, then YTD performance trends. Then also the manager accountability, linking spend to responsible department heads. So in this dashboard, you already have the data sets here. So all you just need to do is to click on this icon. Once you click on this icon, it's going to take you to a Google Drive where you're going to download is a folder. The folder has all the month data. So that's not the folder we want to use. I already have it downloaded. Once you click on it, download the folder on your system. Then you are going to create a new folder on your system whereby you're going to take the first 5 months of the year from January to May into that month. You are going to work with that data set. And the remaining 2 months or 3 months is what you're going to be plugging in into the folder. Then once you plug it in the folder, they're going to see the interactiveness within our dashboard. So once you click on this link, it will take you to a Google Drive where you're going to download the folder. I already have it downloaded. Then I'm going to show you how to unzip it. Then after that, we are going to have something like this. So this first dashboard you're seeing here is between January and May. While this second dashboard, you already have June, July, and August analysis in it without repeating the whole process of creating the dashboard, cleaning the data. All you just need to do is just to plug in the data set and you're going to have an updated result. And that's all. And that's all. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next 20 minutes. In the next, like I say, 20 minutes. It's not going to be more than 20 minutes because it's a very swift process. You don't need to go ahead to start stressing yourself. It's very, very easy to work with. So to start with, like I said, once you download your data set, you will see it under the downloads. You see it in the downloads. And once you have it in the downloads, I'm going to show you how to unzip your file. Then once you unzip your file, then you can go ahead with your analysis. Yeah. So let's go straight down into it. So the file is called fin dataset. This is right here. Fin dataset. So all you need to do right here is just to unzip this file. To unzip this file. So just click on extract all. So once you click on extract all, then you might want to put it somewhere, probably maybe on your desktop, in your downloads, in your whatever platform you want to put it there, then you extract it. So I already have my extracted. So once you extract it, you should have another folder called fin datasets, then all these numbers there. Then all you need to do is that we want to create a new folder where all of these data set that we need will be located. So I already have it. Once you extract it, you should have all of these financial performance data sets for August, financial performance data sets for February, for January, for July, June, March, May, and April. So this is an 8 months data set, Excel data set, which we're going to be using for today's class. So to start with, let's create a new folder. So to create a new folder, just click outside your document where you have the space here. Just right click and you go and click on new. You'll see new. So if you see new, you just click on folder. Then inside that folder, you're going to give it a name. Um, let's call it fun data. I'm just going to call it like this, fun data. And inside this folder, I need the Excel sheet for January. So I'll select January. I'll press my control to select February. I'll select January, February, March,
All right, there seems to be another break in transmission. Let's just give Joshua a few minutes. He'll be joining back shortly, and then we can carry on with the session. All right, now take this time to fill the attendance form, especially because of the breaks in transmission. Fill the attendance form so that you can have, access to slides as well as this data set. This data set is going to be walking you through for this particular case study. So it's very, very important that you do that. So you can see my colleague Ian already dropping, the link to the attendance form in the chat. So just make sure to fill it, right? Once you fill that link, once the session ends and it's time for us to share the recording, we'll be able to send the recording of this session as well as this slide with you. All right, so we'll just give Joshua a few minutes, just a couple of minutes while you fill the form, and it will join back shortly to carry on with the session. Hi, Joshua, are you back? Your mic is muted and we can't see you. All right, now while we do that, I'm also going to put a link in the chat. Now, the truth is, even outside of data analytics, there's also financial analytics as well. All right, so that's for people who are now experienced, professionals, people in the finance space already, that you're just looking to skill up. You don't just want to be the regular accountant. Now, I want us to do this. I'm putting a link in the chat right now. And what I want you to do is I want you to click on that link and take a very short quiz. Now, this is for people that are very unsure on if they should go, maybe they should go for financial analytics or they should go for data analytics. All right, now this link that I'm about to put in the chat is going to help you make up your mind, especially if you're a newbie and you don't exactly know where you fall right now. So I'm putting in the chat and I want you to go ahead to just, click on that link and take the quiz. It's going to take you 2 minutes. All right. So while we wait for Joshua to come back to the session, just go ahead, fill that, click on that link and take the quiz. So I just put the link in the chat. If you have clicked on the link, I want you to give me a thumbs up. All right. So it's going to look something like this. Let me just show you my screen. So this is what it's going to look like. All right, once you click on that link, and then you just want to get started. So when you answer a couple of questions, we'll be able to tell you the best career path for you. Now, even if you are, you're not tilting towards analytical, courses or programs right now, you just don't know where you fall. You don't even know if data analytics is good for you. All right, you don't know if this is the right one for you. Just go ahead to take this quiz. All right, and then we'll be able to figure out just the perfect tech career for you. All right. So it's going to take you 2 minutes tops. Hi, Joshua. All right. Joshua just informed me he's really having technical difficulties. Okay. So we're going to go on with just so what we're going to do now is we're going to skip the dashboard building. All right, we'll skip it and we'll come back to it later, just to make sure that we don't keep you on this meeting or on this call for longer than you need to be. Okay, so we're just going to skip it, and then once Joshua is back, we can always come back to it. All right, now talking about the the in-demand or the top fastest growing jobs, right, that these organizations are looking for, especially for people who are in the UK, people who are in Canada, people who are in Nigeria, wherever it is that you are. All right, as long as you're in this session right now, there is a common question that we all have. You want to make sure that, whatever it is that you're going into, whatever skills, whatever new skills you're trying to acquire, especially because, the world is evolving. We hear a lot of things about AI. How are you sure that whether you're going into data analytics or you're going into financial analytics, how are you sure that that is the best, place that you want to be in? How are you sure that you're going to stay relevant, at least for the next 5 to 10 years? And so what we did was we went ahead, we combed the web, went ahead to check for, the reputable reports that we could get. And then we found the World Economic Forum, a Future of Jobs report for 2025 that highlights, some of the fastest growing jobs. And you can see that, data analysts as well as financial analysts are highlighted here. Now, who is a financial analyst? I'm coming to that shortly, but I'm just going to tell you that a financial analyst is a type of data analyst. All right. So if you have, a background, if you already have a background in, finance, accounting, economics, you can get into financial analytics because that is you being niching down to, okay, I'm a finance person, I'm a finance guy, I'm a money guy. All right. So I want to just get into something specialized. All right. Now, how do you just go ahead to get started? There are three things that you need to do today. Three things. The first thing you want to do is learn an in-demand tech skill. So whether it is data analytics or it's financial analytics, you want to pick the in-demand tech skill that suits you, which was why I dropped that quiz earlier, and you want to go ahead and immerse yourself in it. Now, the next thing you want to do is package yourself. Now, you need to understand, the importance of packaging. It is very important. It's not just enough for you to know how to use these tools or how to use Power BI, how to use Excel, how to build an automated dashboard. It's not enough to just know that, all right? You also need to know how you can package yourself. So what we do is we also help you to revamp your CV. How do you strategically position yourself, optimize your LinkedIn profile so that recruiters are also reaching out to you to hire you. And as much as you're out there, you're searching for jobs, recruiters are also reaching out to you and headhunting you. All right. Then mentorship sessions, interview preparatory sessions, job reference letters, as well as on the job support. Now, not to worry, in my coming slides, I'm going to speak more about this. But the next thing after packaging yourself is you want to apply aggressively. You want to apply like a machine, and that's is how you'll be able to get a job, whether as a data analyst or a financial analyst. And you don't need to have any background in tech whatsoever. You can be an absolute beginner, all right? And you can work in any sector. So whether it's in the healthcare sector, it's in the retail or e-commerce sector, educational technology sector, you are good, to go. Now, if you're joining this session, at the very beginning, you must have seen some videos, a couple of videos just playing. You must have been listening to the testimonials. Now, some people listening to me right now, especially for the absolute newbies, all right, I'm not quite sure, if this is something that they can do. I mean, someone is somewhere right there now saying, oh, you know what, I'm a nurse, and what Elizabeth is saying right now, it sounds sweet, but how am I sure that this is something that I can do? Because I don't know anything about tech. I don't have any tech background. Now, I'm here to tell you that it always seems impossible to do until you actually do it. All right. Now, let's take a look at some medical practitioners. And I use the word some because, again, remember, over the past 5 years, we've been able to help over 3,500 people. All right. Transition, people with absolutely no background. Okay. Some of them did have background, but, a lot of them were just like the newbies on the score. Absolutely no background in tech, just looking to transition from different fields. So these are some of the medical practitioners, people with the science background. For example, look at Evelyn. Evelyn was able to transition from being a nurse for 15 years into being a data engineer. Jando was able to transition from being a medical doctor into becoming a data analyst. Tony was also able to transition from being a pharmacist in Nigeria. And then when she moved to the UK, she got a job as a data analyst. Now, remember I said, make sure to fill the attendance form because we have all of these testimonials linked on this slide. So if this is something that you're interested in watching, all right, you want to go over it on your own, right? Just fill the attendance form so that you can have access to my slides. Now, let's take a look at Moulton. Moulton, had his first degree in chemistry, all right, and he had a little bit of experience as an operations manager. He joined the data analytics, the data analytics program, and he was able to land a job as a pathology data analyst with the NHS in the UK. on full visa sponsorship. So if that is also something that you're interested in, I would recommend that you just sit tight. All right, just make sure to sit tight. Now, look at Pavel as well. Pavel had experience as a teacher in Cameroon before moving to the US, and he also joined the data analytics program. All right. And then Pavel was also able to land a job as a healthcare data and reporting analyst with the Arizona community for physicians. So I'm here to tell you that these are people that have done it before yourself. So if you have similar backgrounds, like Evelyn, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, or you're a pharmacist, this is something that you can do. Now let's take a look at people from the arts background as well. So even people who don't have any background in, science, all right. Now look at Temi, for example, Temi Vaughan. He was a lawyer and he was able to transition into business analysis. Now I'm bringing these different career paths and these different courses so that you see that, there's so much more, that you can do, which is why it's very important that you click on the link for that quiz that I shared earlier. So you find the best one for you. All right. A lot of people have done it, whether you are from a science background, you're from the arts background, or the commercial background, you're able to do it. Even people with no background in tech whatsoever, like Ikmat. Ikmat moved from, being a full-time stay-at-home mother in the UK, into becoming a data analyst. And she was able to land a role while she was still here with us at 10 Analytics. All right. Now, what are the skills that you need, the skills that are going to land you a job, in 2025? And yes, I said 2025. I did not stutter. I know we're in September, but this is just for people who are able to grab this opportunity as soon as they can. It is still very, very possible for you to land that six-figure job, by December in time for Christmas. Just take it as your personal Christmas gift to yourself. But that is only if you listen to me and you also pay attention to what I'm sharing with you right now. All right. Now, let me ask you this. When most people say tech or when you hear tech, now I'm asking these questions to the newbies on the call, the people who have no background. You've already shared with me that you don't have any background in tech whatsoever. Now, when you hear tech, a lot of times you think about coding, you think about something very technical. You think about, oh, I don't know, I don't want to learn how to code. I don't have an engineering background. I don't know how to code. I don't know anything about programming, correct? I want to see you put a thumbs up in the chat if I am correct. For people who are trying to just transition into tech, when you hear about tech, do you think about coding? Do you think about programming? Do you think about engineering? And then you're wondering, is this even something that I can do? I'm a teacher. Is this something I can get into? Put a thumbs up in the chat for me. I'll be waiting to see your reactions. I want this session to be as interactive as possible. So just put a thumbs up in the chat for me. It's actually very quiet here. Very, very quiet. Okay, the question again. Thank you, Linda. Now, if you are an absolute beginner, what comes to your mind? I think I should put it that way. What comes to your mind when you hear tech? Do you think about programming? Do you think about coding? Do you think about engineering? When you hear someone say, oh, the tech sector, tech, what comes to mind? So let's just answer my questions fast so that, Joshua can come back and teach us about, the automations. Billion says, I think about coding and programming. Fantastic. That's the truth. Quadri says, coding is the first thing that comes to my mind. Exactly. That's just it. A lot of people, especially if you don't have any experience, you don't have any prior knowledge, that's the first thing. You just think about, I don't know, it's programming, it's coding, it's engineering, right? But here's the truth. Now, not everybody needs to code. It's okay if you want to learn how to code, but not everybody needs to code. In fact, one of the fastest and the easiest ways for you to break into tech today, I shared the reports from the World Economic Forum earlier. One of the fastest and the easiest ways to break into tech today is through analytics. You can quote me anywhere. In fact, you can record the sound of my voice right now and just post it anywhere and ask people if I'm saying the truth. One of the fastest And the easiest ways to break into tech today is through analytics. And why is that? You know, every company is drowning in data. Every company has data, whether it is business data, whether it is financial data, whether it is HR data. Every company has data and they're desperate. They need someone who can make sense of that data for them. All right. They need someone who can help them interpret that data. And that is where a data analyst comes in. A data analyst is responsible for analyzing and interpreting data to generate insights that would help these organizations make an informed decision. All right, so that whenever these organizations, whenever they are making decisions in the company, they're not just making decisions based off of guesswork. Nobody is just waking up in the morning and saying, I feel like this is what we should do. No, they're not making decisions like that because, you know, especially if you run, a global company, you don't want to just base your decisions off of gut instinct. You want to make sure that you're doing exactly what the data is telling you to do. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. There's a special language that data analysts learn. All right. And it's SQL. I'm going to get to that in a bit. Now, that's how you're able to translate data. Just think of it as data speaks Spanish or data speaks Latin. And then you're going to learn how to speak Spanish or how to speak Latin so that you can communicate with that database. Now, imagine you being the only person in your organization that understands Latin. Of course, when they need to get something from that data, they come to you. All right, that's the power of, data specialists, whether you're going into data analytics or into, financial analytics. So this is where our data analytics, program comes in. Now, I want you to think of it this way. If you can learn how to take data from a spreadsheet or from a system, a spreadsheet anywhere, right? If you fill the form, you get access to the slides, and then you'll be able to have access to, Joshua's data set as well. You just see it. It's just going to be on a spreadsheet. It's going to be scattered. When you open it, you're just going to see numbers. You're going to say, what is this, right? But if you can take that, that data, that raw data, unrefined data from a spreadsheet or a system, and then you can turn it into clear insights. You can translate it, you can analyze it and help managers and help, leadership in your organization make decisions. You become instantly valuable, very, very valuable. All right. That is something that these organizations are desperately looking for. And that is what our data analytics program does. So it takes you, an absolute beginner, like many of us here, it takes you from being a beginner through Excel, through Power BI, through Tableau, and through SQL. You're also learning problem solving skills. And then by the end, you'll be able to build dashboards, just like Joshua is about to show you. You'll be able to build reports and you're able to impress your employers and open the door to your very first tech role in the data space. All right. So as a data analyst, the tools you'll be learning how to use Excel from scratch. All right. Now, it's very important that I mention this. We're literally going to hold your hand every step of the way. Okay. So you're learning everything. Think of it, just pretend that you're going into kindergarten. All right. Because we're taking you as an absolute beginner. So you're learning every single thing that you need to learn from scratch. Okay. So you're learning Excel, you're learning SQL, you're learning how to use Power BI and how to use Tableau from scratch. You're learning how you can use Microsoft Fabric as well. And then, because the world is constantly evolving and we want to make sure that you are not left behind, you're also going to learn how you can leverage AI in your role as a data analyst. Everybody keeps talking about AI, 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 AI. I love to tell people, you don't need to be scared about AI taking your job. What you need to be scared about is people who know how to use AI taking your job. And that's why we are also going to teach you how you can leverage ChatGPT in your role as a data analyst. All right. Now we have a blended learning, structure. So it's Saturday live classes as well as self-paced learning. Because a lot of us on here, we are working, we have kids, we have a family. Some of us are even still schooling. And I understand that. 10 Analytics understands that. So we try to make, our classes very, very flexible for you. So you have 2 live classes in a month. So 2 Saturdays in a month, you have a live class. All right. And there are 2 different timings for the live classes as well. You have the morning class, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And then the evening class, which is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. Now you're able to choose, which one of them you want to join based on your calendar. All right. And then every single live class is always recorded. Now, the live class will be just like this, but the difference now would be that you'll be able to unmute your mic. You'll be able to interact. To be a more smaller session. You're able to unmute, you're able to interact, you're able to ask questions when you have questions, and you get projects that you're going to work on. You get data sets that you're going to use. So you are building your own portfolio while you're still learning with us. And then the other half of it, you have what we call self-paced learning. So you'll be learning on your own, watching, videos that we put on our learning management system, our LMS. So you have access, lifetime access to all of these videos, and you're watching them. Now, if you have any questions, there are avenues that you can ask your question. All right. You'll be added to a closed WhatsApp group chat with your facilitator, someone like Joshua, for example. So if you have any question, you can just put it on WhatsApp, or you can have a one-on-one, session with that person, book a drop-in session. That's what we call it. So if you have questions, you can have a session, join that session to ask your questions and even share your screen. All right. So if you are maybe working with Power BI, you're working with Tableau, you don't quite understand, you can come to a drop-in session and share your screen and show your facilitator and say, see, please, the project you assigned to me, I was trying to do this on Power BI and it wasn't working. Please, how can I make it work? What can I do? All right. So you have that hand holding that you need. So you're not just left on your own. You always have people that you can come back to, to ask questions. And every single, whether it's a drop-in session or a live class, it is always, always recorded. So if for any reason you miss a session, maybe you have to go to work, all right, you have, lifetime access to the recording of that session, the data set, the project or the case studies that were used in that session. Now, this applies to both the data analytics program as well as the financial analytics program, all right? And then for the learning timeline for both programs, it is 8 months. So you have 6 months learning in class and then 2 months of internship. But this does not mean, all right, this does not mean that you have to wait 8 months before you can land your job. That's why I told you that it's still very, very possible for you to land a job as a data analyst or as a financial analyst in 2025. So you don't have to wait 8 months. All right. Now, after learning with us for 6 months, we partnered with a company in the UK, and then you'll be moved into that company to do your internship for 2 months. Now, what this also helps you to do for people joining from the UK, helps to give you UK work experience. All right. And you're able to put whether Analytics or our partner company on your CV, as part of your work experience. Now, let me flip this a little bit. I was asking earlier for us to put in the chat if you're a finance professional. So maybe you have a finance background, an accounting background, you just like working with numbers, business numbers, then financial analytics is for you if you're looking to specialize. All right. If you're looking to specialize in one key area, financial analytics is for you. So like I said earlier, a financial analyst is a type of data analyst, a data analyst that has now decided that, okay, you know what, I'm going to focus on financial data. I'm going to be evaluating financial data for my organization or for my company in order to help them improve their insights into their financial performance as an organization, and also support decision making. So you still be learning what a data analyst would learn, because you're a data analyst technically. All right. But then we take it a step further and we go into the finance part of things. All right, like your accounting fundamentals, your balance sheet and all of that. We go into financial analysis, then financial modeling. Now you're going to learn how you can build financial models. So if you want to work on projections for your organization, for example, your organization is saying, can you tell me, how much we would have maybe by this time next year? September 2026, you are able to build a financial projection or a financial model, to help them with that projection and tell them exactly how much they would have, using your data. So it's not magic, it's not witchcraft. It's actually you working with your data. Of course, you'll be learning financial modeling, you'll be learning valuation, you learn sensitivity and scenario analysis, as well as how you can also leverage AI. So you're not left out, whether you're going for data analytics or you're going for financial analytics, you are going to learn how you can leverage AI in your role. All right. So here is the key thing I want you to take away. You don't need coding. You don't need coding. You don't need any prior tech experience. What you need is the right program to guide you step by step into analytics. And that is where data analytics comes in. So let me just make this simple. If you want to be versatile, if you want to work in any industry of choice, whether you want to work in the tech space, the healthcare space, marketing, HR, and even supply chain, then data analytics is for you. The data analytics program is your starting point. But if you want to specialize into finance, accounting, investment, business performance, then financial analytics is your best choice. All right, now let me just walk you through some of the roles that you can, get a job in after taking the program. So if you take the data analytics program, you're not just boxed into working as a data analyst. You can work as a data analyst, a business intelligence analyst, a marketing analyst, a sales analyst, a logistics chain analyst, supply chain analyst, procurement analyst, operations analyst, and so much more, and so on and so forth. And then as a financial analyst, you can also work in some of these roles as a data analyst, and then you can work as a financial analyst, an investment analyst, a commercial analyst, a credit analyst, a treasury analyst, a pricing analyst. Now you see how, niche down those roles are. Those roles are in, they're strictly in the finance sector. All right. So if you're trying to be a generalist, all right, you want to be very versatile, go for data analytics. But if you want to niche down and have your own, your own niche, you can go for the financial analytics program. Now you have the unique opportunity of including Analytics and Amdari, our partner company, on your CV as part of your work experience. All right. Now, here at Analytics, we have a very, very, very simple formula. We call it the job offer formula. Now, this is how we've been able to help thousands of people, land jobs, whether they're in Nigeria, whether they're in South Africa, in the UK, here in the UK, in the US, Canada, wherever it is that you are. This is a tested and trusted strategy. It's really just, a very simple equation, T plus E. Now, T stands for technical skills, and then E stands for employability skills. So yes, anybody can learn how, to go ahead and use Power BI or Excel. Anybody can learn how to automate a report, using Power BI, using Excel. Anybody can learn how to use Tableau. Those are your technical skills. Now, all those things that I mentioned are just 50% of what you'll be getting here at Analytics. Now, the other 50% is your employability skills. That is how you're able to stand out in the job market. All right. It is one thing to learn the skills. Oh, I'm a data analyst. I'm a financial analyst. I have a portfolio. That is one. It is another thing to be able to market yourself out there. It's another thing to be able to stand out. So if you're applying to a job, a particular job that, 20 other people are also applying to, 50 other people are also applying to, why should they consider you? That's where your employability skills come in. So I want you to listen very attentively. Now, part of the employability skills, we have 8 different services that we offer here at Analytics. The first one is your CV review and revamp. So what we are going to do is we're going to revamp your CV for you. Now, not to worry. All right, your past or your current work experience does not go to waste. Because I know, I'm very sure a lot of people will be wondering, like, oh yeah, I'm a nurse, I have 10 years of experience. I'm a teacher, I have 5 years of experience. That does not go to waste. We are going to revamp your CV for you and, just make sure that we position you in such a way that you also look like, someone with experience in the field as well. Now, we are going to make your CV very ATS friendly. ATS is what, is commonly used by, HR professionals when they put out job listings. So, they use AI to actually just sift through the CV. So if they have 100 people that apply, no human being is going to sit down and start going through 100 CVs or 200 CVs. What they do is they have the ATS. It's like a gate man, a security man right at the door. And they tell the ATS, if there's any CV that does not look like this or does not have, these words, these keywords, kick it out. So, once some people apply to, you won't even know, you just apply to a job. Immediately you apply to a job and you press submit, the ATS just flings out your CV. And then you see that you never hear back from the recruiter. I'm telling you that A human being did not even see your CV. It was flung out immediately. So how do you make sure that your CV is actually able to scale past that ATS in the first place? So we're going to revamp your CV for you. Now, next, we're going to teach you how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. All right. Your social presence is very, very important. Now, a lot of participants here, they've gotten their first job on LinkedIn. I'm telling you, like they were on their own, minding their business, and then a recruiter sent them a message on LinkedIn and said, "I'm impressed by your profile. An opening in our organization right now. Is that something you're interested in? Would you like to have a conversation with us?" And that's how they get an interview. Very, very simple. So we're going to teach you how you can repackage yourself. I said it earlier. Packaging is very important. So how can you package yourself and make sure that, recruiters are also reaching out to you on LinkedIn? The job market is not so easy. So while you're out there searching for jobs, recruiters are reaching out to you on LinkedIn. It increases your chances of landing a job. And next, we have navigating the job market. Now, these are sessions where we bring in, people like the founder of 10 Analytics, Adeza Suleiman. We bring in experienced professionals. We also bring in people that have taken the program just like yourself, right, and landed jobs, right? People like Ikmat, they actually took the program and they didn't just take the program, they landed a job. So some of them land jobs, while they're still in the program. Maybe 3 months in, 4 months in, 5 months in, they landed a job. Now we'll bring those people to come and share their tips with you, come and speak to you and tell you, look, these were the mistakes I made when I was starting out. So you don't make those mistakes. You actually learn, from their experience. Next, we have interview preparatory sessions. So here, now we have revamped your CV, we've optimized your LinkedIn for you and all of that. You're starting landing interviews. Now, I'm sure a lot of us here on the call. In fact, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If every single time you get an interview, you start shaking, give me a thumbs up. I want to know my comrades on this call. Give me a thumbs up. Every single time you have an interview, if you start shaking, you get nervous, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Put a thumbs up in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. I'm waiting for responses. I'm not getting responses. Okay, billions. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Are we shy? Videos has actually opened to the floor. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Nalova, Becky. Wonderful. That's just the truth. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of us are shy on this call, but it's the truth. Oftentimes when you get an interview, especially it's a new terrain, you get nervous. You don't know how you want to go into that interview and answer those questions. You don't even know what to expect. Now you can book a one-on-one session here at 10 Analytics and we'll prepare you for that interview. Now, putting it to you, even if you have 20 interviews, we can prepare you for interviews 20 times. We don't mind. All right. Now we're going to prep you. What we're going to do is we'll have like a mock interview with you on interview simulation and tell you, okay, so this interview you're going into, after collecting, the job description, the name of the company, and doing a lot of extensive research, we're now able to tell you these are the kind of questions you should expect. These are the likely questions. Now, Buffy, if you are asked this question, this is how you should answer. Becky, if they ask you about this, this is the project you should talk about. So by the time you go into that specific, the actual interview, your confidence is already boosted. At least you know the likely questions and you have prepared your answers for those questions. Next we have is the job reference letter. Now we are 100%, ready to provide you with a recommendation letter when you land a job. So when they ask you for a previous employer, anybody that you have worked with that can vouch for you and, say that, okay, this person is actually who they say they are, you can put down our name, you can put down the name of our partner company, and we'll provide you with a reference letter to help you get that job. Next on the list is on the job support. Now that is the least popular one, okay? The least popular one, but it's still on the table. So if you land a job, and especially the first 1 month, you don't know, you're getting some tasks. You don't know how to go about those tasks. Now you can still come back to us here at 10 Analytics and book a one-on-one session. All right, and we'll provide you with guidance. Now, we will not perform the task for you. We'll provide you with guidance on how you can go about that specific task. Next, we have the weekly mentorship sessions, like the name implies. You need mentorship. especially for the people that are just getting into this, newly. Or even if you just relocated, you were in Nigeria, you moved to the UK, or you were in the UK, you moved to Canada, you need mentorship because that's a new job market for you. That's a new terrain for you. So every single week we have mentorship sessions, and finally, Upwork optimization sessions. So for people who are interested in freelancing, so you can just be working for multiple organizations, making a lot of money on Upwork. We're also going to teach you how you can optimize your Upwork profile as well. Now, even outside of that, we also have access to exclusive jobs. Now, when it comes to applying to jobs, especially when you're trying to get a remote job, it's more than just applying on LinkedIn. It's more than applying on Indeed or Glassdoor. Now, there are some platforms that you have to pay for. Every month you have to subscribe. It's like subscribing for your internet, every single month. You have to subscribe every month. And now we pay for those platforms so you don't have to. Now, when we pay for them on a weekly basis, what we do is we scrape these platforms with different jobs and then we send it to you to apply to them. So as much as you're out there, you're searching for job opportunities out there, we are also making sure to send you exclusive jobs that you can apply to as well, so as to increase your chances of actually, getting a job. All right. Now, we are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So you're going to get this certificate of completion after, the training. All right. And this is globally recognized. Now, what are the next steps? What do you want to do exactly in order for you to thrive in 2025? All right. Now you can join our next cohort starting on the 4th of October. Now, that was why I said it's very, very easy for you to still land a job this year. You don't have to wait till the end of the year and start doing, 2025 has gone. Let me start planning for 2026. And then January, you start doing new year, new me. You can start now. It's never too late. All right. You can still land that high paying job this year. Now, like I said earlier, we have a cohort starting on the 4th of October. And then the data analytics program, as well as the financial analytics program, is priced at 1,000 US dollars. But for the VIPs on this call listening to me right now, all right, this is exclusive, which was why I said, if you stick with me long enough, you hear the exclusive discounts, the exclusive offer we have for you. You get 25% off. But here's the catch. It expires tomorrow and there are only 10 seats available. Now, I can see more than 10 people on this call. So it's literally, grab your copy as fast as you can. Because if you are even the 11th person, no get 20%. That's just all right. So 25% off, meaning instead of 1,000 US dollars, you get to pay 750 US dollars instead. Now, if you're joining from the UK, instead of 820 pounds, you get to pay 615 pounds instead. But it is for 10 people only, and it ends tomorrow. So it depends on, I expect that people right now would be trying to get the link to register, because you can just secure your spot and you're also able to pay in installments. So you don't have to pay all at once. You're able to pay for as many as 5 times. You can say, you know what? I just have 123 pounds right now and I would like to secure my spot. All right, I'm going to walk you through that, but here is my offer to you. We like to keep our cohorts very, very small, all right, so that we can give you personalized training. We can hold your hand. So it's, once the slots are filled up, that's it. That's it. All right. So if you are ready, you are actually ready right now and you're saying, this is my year. I want to get a job in 2025. I want you to put yes in the chat, and then you get the link to secure your spot. Just put yes. And then my colleague is going to share the link with you to secure your spot. Yes, I see Buffy. So please make sure to share the link with Buffy so you can go ahead to secure your spot. Now, let me show you what that looks like very quickly. It's actually very easy to do that. Once you click on the link that my colleagues are sharing with you right now, you get to see the list of all the programs that we have. So whether you want to go for data analytics right here or financial analytics, you just have to select the one you're going for. All right. And then if you're even confused, but you just want to secure your spot, you don't know where you want to go to yet. All right. We want to secure your spot because, like I said, it's just 10 people. Now you can make a deposit and say you'd like to speak to a professional. And let's say you make a deposit, you register for the data analytics program, you speak to a professional, and then you decide, you know what, I think I want to go for financial analytics. It's very possible to just switch you. All right. So the main point here is make sure to secure your spot. So once you identify the program you're going for, let's just use data analytics. You want to click on buy now. Now it's going to ask you, you're going to be asked, to actually, you see the description of the program. So every single thing that you need to know about the program, you're able to see that, right here on your screen. So the course description, the curriculum, every single thing that you need to know. All right. So you can just go ahead, take your time to actually read through that, on your own. Just read through, look at the course curriculum as well, and everything that you need to know. Now, once you do that, just scroll down. Don't waste time, especially if you're on this call. If you're listening to me right now, don't waste time. People like Buffy are probably already on the site. Now you go here and you click on enroll now. Now, once you click on enroll now, you'll be asked to create a free account. It's going to take you less than 1 minute. All right, we just need your full name, your email address, and your phone number. That's it. All right. So once you create a free account, you'll be able to see, this screen here and confirm your enrollment. Now, here is where it gets sweeter. You don't even have to start in October. So if October is very busy for you, and I'm like, I'm busy right now. Let me start November when you want to start. Basically, okay, like discounting in November. That's just what it means. Now, here with options, like I said, complete your payments 9 times. So instead of 880 pounds, if you are among the first 10 people right now to register, you get to pay 615 pounds instead. So you're saving about 205 pounds. All right. And then you can split your payment. So you can say, I want to pay 2 times. I want to pay 3 times. I want to pay 4 times. I want to pay 5 times. That is fine. Just select the payment plan that works for you. So say, for example, you select 5 monthly payments. What that means is you're saying you want to pay 123 pounds monthly and start in November or in October. All right. And just go ahead to secure your spot with 123 pounds. Now, once the discount ends, all right, and people are paying more for this program, and people are paying 820 pounds or 1,000 US dollars, it doesn't affect you because you already secured your spots. So again, it's not for everybody, just for 10 people. So once you select the payment option that works for you, just click on apply discounts and then go ahead to confirm all of your information, put in your card details, and you're good. Just like that, you have successfully secured your spot to start whether in October or in November. Now I have another bonus for you. Okay. Again, not for everybody. Now I'm going to call Joshua in a few minutes to just come on here and show you, how to automate your report. But if you're among the people who go ahead to make their first installment in 24 hours, 24 hours is a long time, in fact, as you're listening to me right now, and you make your first installment, right, you get a second bonus. You get access to over 250 guided projects to work on. You actually get access to Dari Vault, all right? And then you have live projects, over 250 live projects that you can now pick which one you want to work on to also build your experience, whether it's in the healthcare sector, the financial sector, whatever sector of choice, all right? And then you can build that experience and build your portfolio. Again, this is not for everybody, just for the lucky few. All right. So I expect that people have started trying to secure their spot. Make sure to try that as soon as you can. Hi, Joshua. Are you on the call? Let's see if Joshua is back. Hi, Joshua. Now, if you have questions for me while we wait for Joshua, you can go ahead to put your questions in the chat. I'm looking in the chat so I can answer whatever questions it is that you have for me. All right. So just put your questions in the chat.
Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, please confirm if you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm just going to hand over to you now, Joshua. You can go ahead.
Please confirm if you're seeing my screen.
Yes, we can.
All right. So the first thing to do is we've been able to extract all the data sets we want to use, and we've plugged it into a folder from January all the way down to May. Then we need to bring it down to Power BI. Then we start doing all the things we need to do with the data set. So the first thing to do is to connect data sets to the folder, not Excel, not SQL, not what's it called, database, all just on the folder. So I just have to click on Get Data. Then I'll go to More. Then once I go to More, you will see right here that it's going to load in other sources you can connect Power BI to. So I'm going to click on Folder. So once I click on Folder, then I click on Connect. Then it's going to ask me to input the directory of where my file is. That's the folder part. So mine was saved under my downloads. And the new folder I opened that I want to extract my data set was also saved under my download. And like I told you, I've extracted 5 months data into the new folder, not the one I downloaded, but into a new folder. So that one is what I'm going to be using to work on my Power BI. So I'll just go straight down to downloads. And once I go to downloads, I'll locate the file. So I named it film report. Let me just show us again. So this is it in my downloads. This is the data set. This is it, film report. If you open it up, it's just I've extracted 5 months data from January to May. June, July, August is not there. June, July, August is which one is those are the data sets we're going to use to perform our automation. So I'll go back to Power BI. I'll go back to Power BI, then I'll go and pick it, film report. Film, okay, so I'm coming. So you open it, click on film report, then you click on OK. Then the next thing you click on OK. So once you click on OK, it's going to open up your Power Query editor, your Power Query editor. And your Power Query editor, this is where you're going to select what you need. So you can see these are all the folders in my film report from January all the way down to May, all the way down to May. So you can see you have combine, load, transform, and transform data and cancel. So all I just need to click on is combine. So if I click on combine and I click on combine and transform data, then it's going to show me all my analysis, all my data set that I want to work with, all data set I want to work with. Then you can see right there, it's loading up. It's connecting straight down to the folder. It's connected to my Power Query editor. So you can see my Power Query editor is opening up. This is my navigator pan. So I just have to click on this parameter one and I click on OK. So once I click on OK, it's going to open up Power Query Editor, and that is where I'm going to start doing the cleaning. That is where we start doing the cleaning. So it's loading up. Let's just go straight down to it. Okay, it's not yet up. Okay, so it's here. So this is what you're going to see. So in all of these tables and columns that we are seeing here, we only need the name and the data. We only need the name and the data. So all I have to do is I have to uncheck all the columns that I don't need. So on my home tab, I'll just go to choose columns. So once I go to choose column, I'll select the columns that I want to work with, which is name and data, which is name and data. So I'll just select name and data. Then I click on OK. So once I click on OK, I have this. So this is not the table we want to work with, but I have to expand this right away. So this icon right here, this expand icon is what I will click on. Once I click on this expand icon, then I'll just click on OK. And boom, you have your data set. You have all the data sets for January to April combined together. Can you see this for the month of April? You scroll down, you see for the month of February. You scroll down, you see all the way down to all the 5 month data already here. So I don't need this name column. And if you can see, I'm just having data one, data column, two, data column, three. These are not the column headers. So I also work on that. But if I go ahead, let's remove this name column by just clicking on it and click remove column. So that is gone, just like that. So simple. Then the next thing is that I want to make my first column, my first row, this particular page, I want to make it my headers, not data.column1. Just the headers alone. Just this row one, I want to make it my headers. So I just click on make first row as header or use first row as header. You can see over here, this is your rule, use first row as header. So if you click on it, then you see how it's going to transform right away. So you're going to use your first row as header. So use first row as header. So you can see now I have date department manager as my header, not data.column1. So the next thing is that you can see that you're having 50% valid data and 40 empty. So let's work on this. Let's work on this. How do you work on that? Let's click on the drop down and let's uncheck what we don't need in this data set. Can you see this no? You check it off. So once you click on this no, then you click on OK. Then that is work done. So also let's go to our department. I'm seeing some kind of names in this department that does not, okay, like this department is not meant to be there. They are the other table headers for other data sets. So I just uncheck this department, then I'll click on OK. So once I click on OK, then my data is 100% valid. So the next thing is just to work on the data type of each of the columns I have here. Data type of each of the columns I have here. So for the data type, I'm having a date time data type, but I just want it to be date. So I'll click on date. For department, manager, scenario, account name, sub category, categories, country, and currency, they are all in the right data type. But for amount, I want it to be on fixed decimal number. So I'll click on fixed decimal number. So once I click on fixed decimal number, then trust me, this data set is already cleaned. I have 100% valid. There are no other errors in this data set. So I can go ahead to load the data set straight down to Power BI desktop. So I just have to close and apply every changes I make here into Power BI desktop, and then we'll begin to build our dashboard. So by click on close and apply right here, then it's going to apply all changes in my Power BI desktop. It's going to apply all changes in my Power BI desktop. So let's wait and let's see how the changes are coming by. So it's loading all the data sets in my Power BI desktop. So you can see it's loading it.
Hi, Joshua. We can no longer see your screen.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. There's a technical glitch from my end. So please confirm if I see my screen now.
Not yet. So I think this is a Zoom issue because I can see that you're sharing, but we can't see your screen. So what we're probably going to have to do right now. Okay, I see a question from Alima. Now, what we're going to do right now is probably have Joshua record this particular exercise. All right, so there is an issue with Zoom. He's unable to share his screen. I can see him on my end as a host sharing his screen, but we cannot see screen. So there's a technical glitch there, and we don't want to stretch the session. So he's going to record this session. I'll make sure either you secure your spots. All right, I can see that about 3 people already went ahead to secure their spots. So we have 7 spots left. Now secure your spots. When you secure your spots, also make sure to fill the attendance form. Now, what is going to happen is Joshua is going to go ahead to record this session and send it across to you. All right, but he won't be able to do that if you don't fill the attendance form. So my colleague Dorcas just dropped the attendance form in the chat. Click on the attendance form and fill it. And also, if you'd like to secure your spots, again, 7 seats left, go ahead to click on the link to, get the limited spot with 25% off, go ahead to enroll, make your first installment, and just sit tight and wait to get the recording from Joshua. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Remember, for the people that try to, get to make payments within 24 hours of this session, you also get access to over 250 projects that you can work on. Real life projects you can use to build your experience, as well as, just build your portfolio as well. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Fill the attendance form so you can get the recording as well as the slides and also the data sets. All right. Thank you so much, and I will see you when I see you, hopefully in class for October. Please enjoy the rest of your day.